Here we are, another day, another disappointing result for Arsenal. I'm going to reel off some stats. These have come from the brilliant Orbinho on Twitter, and thus via Opta. Arsenal have won just 4 of their last 14 games. And the opponents they beat are Bournemouth, Burnley, 10-man Leicester and Championship Hull. Arsenal have led at half-time in none of their last 10 matches in all competitions at Emirates Stadium. That's the kind of crazy, appalling record that we were mocking Manchester United for earlier this season. You may have noticed we've been somewhat profligate in front of goal. In our last 8 games, we've had 147 shots and scored 6 goals. Olivier Giroud's last 8 home games have seen him take 29 shots with 0 goals. In the same period of time, Alexis Sanchez, 27 shots, just 1 goal. We're a mess, and it's no surprise, really, that we lost today to Watford. Or is it? Because it came in the FA Cup, a competition that has provided some respite for us in the last couple of years. Not so today. Our luck has run out, and that long cup run is now over. And with it, probably our chances of any silverware this season. And it's hugely frustrating because, much like the Premier League, this is a competition where everything was going right for us, where a lot of the big sides had dropped out and we appeared to have a free run at glory. We found a new way to squander it. And I could talk about the game specifically, I suppose, but it's sort of boring. You know it, you know the pattern, you know that we had plenty of good chances, that our finishing was poor, and yet we were vulnerable on the counter-attack. You've seen us play in this calendar year, you know what happens. We all do. We're all bored of the pattern. And yet it continues. And, you know, frustration with the manager is significant now, really significant. You know, the banner, thanks for the memories, Arsene came out at Hull. I think they took it to the wrong game because they won that game 4-0, lost today. And the side that we put out was more than good enough to win the game, and yet we didn't do it. And we look like a team lacking cohesion. We look like a team where the balance isn't right. Arsene doesn't seem to know what the right selections are in certain positions. I'm thinking of central midfield. I'm thinking of attack. And there's a rot setting in. And it extends beyond the manager. I think it goes right up to the very top of the club and the ownership. And there's discontent with everything from the supporters. Because with the resources this club has, with the prices the fans pay, they should be competing for bigger silverware than the FA Cup. They should be competing for the Premier League and the Champions League, and yet they're somehow not. And we're out of excuses, and the manager's out of excuses, really. And so everything would point to a managerial change, except the fact that this is Arsenal, and this is Arsene Wenger. And change is not synonymous with those things. Stability is. But is stability everything it's cracked up to be? That's the question. Is stability associated with success? It's not a club like Chelsea, who chop and change managers. It's not a club like Real Madrid. Not even at Barcelona. You know, they're probably the most successful European club of the modern era. And they have presidential change. They have managerial change. Everything has a shelf life, and it feels like Arsene may have remained beyond his. I remember in 2014 when we won the FA Cup that year, even basking in the glory of that victory, I kind of hoped he would choose to go out on a high. He didn't, and I fear the repercussions of that when his ultimate exit comes about will be significant. I think it will be somewhat less cheery. Will that be this summer? I don't know. I think it would take a big series of events for that to happen. I think maybe finishing outside the top 4 could be the one, but on this form, that feels very possible. I'm going to leave it there. Tune into the Arsecast Extra for more thoughts. But I'll speak to you soon after the Barcelona game. I imagine that will be very entertaining viewing. Bye for now.